This week's video was difficult to make. And the reason why it was difficult to make was because I felt like life was coming at me really fast. Now, as you can tell, I'm not in California. I am in Alaska because my parents are here. But this isn't just some regular visit. It is a visit because my dad just got heart surgery. The days leading up to my departure, which was Tuesday, I felt like, what in the hell am I doing? It was just to the point where I felt alone. For the first time in a long time, there was this feeling of aloneness, so to speak. It wasn't loneliness. So this sensation that I felt was not necessarily because I was feeling lonely. The difference between loneliness and aloneness, if that's even a word, is loneliness is truly when you feel like nobody out there is for you. In this vast earth, you are the sole existence. That's not what I felt. I felt like it was a path that I alone had to travel. And obviously this is because of my father's heart surgery and such. And there was no way that I can tell or know that it would go well. Spoiler alert, it went well. Thank you for your prayers and your support. And then all these other thoughts about my students and my school, because this year is a time where we have to move. And it's a good move. We're getting bigger, and so we have to expand. But a lot of uncertainty and a lot of what ifs. And in the midst of all of that, say chaos in my mind, I thought to myself, I'm not the only one. I must not be the only one who has a father that is going through surgery this week. As a matter of fact, I must not be the only son that has a father that is going through surgery this week. I must not be the only one that needs to work on his business. I must not be the only one who needs to look for a new place for his business. I must not be the only one who cares for his wife. I must not be the only one who must leave his wife to go and take care of his parents. And all these thoughts of me not being the only one in my situation start to make me think about how and why I should be doing this. I think I found it. And that's reflection. To look at my life, or to look at whatever it is that I'm doing, or to look at the situation I'm going through, and then tell yourself, if he can do it, I sure as hell can do it. Because think about it, you all probably have talents far beyond mine. You have a life that is probably more exciting than mine. You probably have bigger problems than I do. And so if there's a way for me to be not only authentic, but for me to encourage you to look at your life and then be encouraged, I think that's what I want the channel to be about. So I thought TSA was gonna be bad, but TSA wasn't bad at all. So hopefully everything goes smoothly from now on. What is the best way for me to encourage you? And I think it's to first let you know that whatever it is that you're going through, you're not alone. As I said before, and as the epiphany hit me last night, I am not the only one that has a father that's going through surgery this week. Neither are you. You're not the only entrepreneur that needs to work on the business. You have people that are going through similar things as you, and then it may encourage you to be bold. That's another thing. I'd like for you guys to look at or to watch my videos and then become emboldened. So it is 1:30 a.m. Alaska time, and the flight was very smooth. Actually, it's one of the better flights that I've been on. Got in and then settled down, had a quick bite to eat. I had a thought on the plane, and the thought is, the purpose of something doesn't always have to be found in the constant or while times are constant. I think that purpose can be found and it can be discovered when things are turbulent, when things are chaotic, when life comes at you at an alarming rate. if you buckle down a little bit and you think about why it is that God has placed you in that specific time and place, I think the purpose is bound to reveal itself. Because, many times people, including myself, would look for purpose when things are stable, right? So let me just get through this time in my life where it's a little bit more complicated, where it's a little bit more hectic. And then when times settle, I will then look for purpose. When times are tough or when times are turbulent, spend that extra time looking for what purpose you're supposed to fulfill and what purpose you're doing the things that you're doing, not necessarily the reasons, right? I mean, people will say all the time, your why, right? Have your why. From my experience, having your why, or that why rather, changes as you progress in time. As you age and as you mature, that why will change. Your purpose, though, does not change with time. If anything, it becomes more and more clear. The second thing that I realized was that we ought not to wait to continue to live life because something happened or something is happening. In the midst of everything that can happen, you have to live life. I think there's a lot of people who don't. Many times we put life on a standstill. Yeah, we sometimes put life on a pause. And then we tell ourselves that we will live life after everything settles down. We'll enjoy our pastime, we'll enjoy our family, we'll enjoy this life after things calm down. And I found that that was a lie. And that truth hit me like a ton of bricks, that I ought not to wait until, quote unquote, life settles down. That life will continue whether I want it to continue or not. And that time will flow, and that I have the choice to live this life with rigor and with passion and with joy, no matter what is happening. And this is all in hindsight, because my dad's surgery is done. Now all we have to wait is for his heart to produce the results that we want it to produce. And God willing, he will have a higher quality of life than he's had in many, many years. Had I come in this situation defeated, worried, and just downright faithless, I would not be making my dad proud. I would not be making my students proud. I would not be setting a good example for my students. Live life. Live it the way that you know you should. Live it the way that your parents or your loved ones want you to live it. With joy and with power, with pride.
So be bold, because there are those who are rooting for you to live the life that you were created to live.